And when I woke up, I realized there's something wrong because I'm hearing a noise. Krts, krts. So in 1988, I was 20 years old, and I was a young man, part of the Bush War, and we were in Angola, and we used to sleep on the ground without mattresses, because if you've got mattresses, then you're not mobile enough. We needed to be able to run away if there's problems. So all that we used to do is dig a little hole in the ground for your hip, and then you sleep. And that's how we operated. And I remember one night, it was in the winter, it was cold, and I was sleeping in my army nylon sleeping bag. And I woke up early in the morning and I heard this noise, krts, krts, and I thought to myself, oh my goodness, the guards must have felt asleep and the enemy is standing here right next to me, because it sounded like his boots that's moving right next to my head. And a fear came over me like I cannot describe to you, and I started trembling inside the sleeping bag. And I remember me crying silently and confessing sins that I couldn't even remember I've committed, and praying and doing everything, but this noise did not disappear. Every now and then you hear this krts, krts. So after hours of lying there, crying, sweating of fear in my sleeping bag, I thought to myself, but this guy, why is he not shooting me? What is the problem? And I thought, maybe before he kills me, I need to look at him. So I thought to myself, I'm going to count from 10. And when I get to 0, I'm going to pull my head out of the sleeping bag and I'm going to face him. And then this is the end of me on this earth. I started 10, 9, 0, and I pulled my head out of the sleeping bag and I looked and there was nobody. And I looked and the guards were all standing guard. There was no problem. There was nothing wrong. And I realized that it was my eyelashes. That every time that I close my eyes, it scratches against the nylon of the sleeping bag and it makes krts, krts. And that was the reason for this noise. And I was lying awake for 6-7 hours that night, in fear, for nothing. So the reason why I'm telling you this story is I'm always intrigued on going into organizations and going into certain organizations, and I walk into a culture of fear. And then I go into other organizations and then there's no fear. And I've always asked myself, but why is this the case? Why do I find organizations where people are kind of paralyzed? You don't get them to do anything. They're scared to even talk. And when I go into other organizations, there's this laid back, informal, fun, warm environment. And I think the answer is very simple. There's a saying that says that an officer that runs causes panic. You walk, you never run. You smoke your Gunston and you can be as scared as hell, but you never ever run. I think in certain areas there's a culture of fear because we as leaders run. We create panic. We create a culture of fear. Bonaparte said it best for me. His definition of a leader is a dealer in hope. You as a leader need to create an environment where your people are safe, where they want to take risks, where there's fun, where there's no fear. Otherwise, they lie in paralysis in their sleeping bags 8 hours a day. And I think that's our challenge today in our organizations. Bring hope, don't bring fear. If you struggle with fear in your organization, speak to us. Maybe we can help you.